The workshop demands eyes which can see in all directions at the same time. The spread-out nature of the project also demands a communication system comparable to a modern, medium-sized city. As time draws close, communications become vital as the various workbenches of the laboratory are tied together. This is experimentation on a large scale, requiring finely coordinated effort. A technician at one location needs to know at a precise and given moment what another is doing 10, 15, or 50 miles away. Air, land, and sea linked together as one. If direct contact is necessary, light planes ferry scientists from point to point. These are the elevators of the Eniwetok laboratory, the time savers. But time on Eniwetok is only important in terms of weather. This, remember, is an open-air laboratory. No blower fans here, no fume hoods to diffuse and dispense the radioactive cloud. Here, nature dictates the terms, and man has to wait, keeping a continuous check on upper-air movements. At last the signal is called. Only hours remain, and the men leave the island. Not just an island now, but an armed island, a zero island. Quietly they take their leave. Without fuss or fanfare, they leave after 5 months of backbreaking effort. For a few, the men of science, a last-minute inspection, a last look at the instruments on which they pin their hopes, their dreams, their questions of the future. A final look before Zero Island becomes a deserted thing. A chamber is checked, a gauge is set, a timing station bolted, closed, sealed, so that even a wandering microbe cannot enter. Then they too leave. The open-air laboratory is ready. One might well wonder what Ben Franklin would say if he could see this. He with his paper kite and rusty key. Or Edison in his dusty attic, pondering over a few twisted wires. Yes, what would they have said? As the ships move out to safer waters, there is a vague, shadowy feeling among many that they, like medieval alchemists, have conjured up a potion far too powerful for mortal hands. But this is a feeling only of the moment. Underneath, all know that this is a controlled scientific experiment, that man has begun to master nuclear fission. This is simply a laboratory of the atomic age. Only minutes now. From a neighboring airfield, remotely controlled B-17s take off. Another tool for the scientists, pilotless aircraft, ready to go where man dares not go, into the heart of the radioactive cloud. And for a climax in ingenuity, to capture a fragment of that very same cloud here in a tropic sky and make it available for scientific study. Such is only one of the marvels of organization of Operation Sandstone. Only seconds remain now. From the master control station on another island, switches are thrown, sequence timers activated, hundreds of measuring devices all over the atoll placed on a single time reference. And now, the 10,000 men who have created this laboratory out of nothing watch it being destroyed. They have to look, to watch. The chain reaction of atoms building up into powerful exploding energy is still something which grips the imagination, something which cannot be ignored. The sun of early morning highlights the atomic cloud as it drifts away from Eniwetok. But the strange and mysterious ingredients in this cloud will not be lost. They have been captured and returned now to Earth, carried by the crewless but obedient drones. These flying guinea pigs are hot, radioactive. Technicians handle the collection equipment with instruments suggesting the sterile remoteness of medical forceps. Just as remote as the electronically controlled tank, which digs out soil samples under the direction of a helicopter. Man approaches his test island with caution. So this is how it came to be that on a certain spring morning in 1948, a handful of men dressed in impregnable clothing carefully poked through the rubble of an atom-blasted island. Men who search through ruins which hold something more than destruction. For hidden in the debris, cunningly protected, are records which will enable scientists of the Atomic Energy Commission to piece together the real story behind Operation Sandstone. And now the work really begins. The long, laborious task of assembling data, of making sure every scrap and tatter of evidence is sent to the laboratory ships or ferried back to the States. Some of the data collected will require months and perhaps years of study, of detailed analytical probing with slide rules, calculating machines, microscopes. But other analysis must be done here and now on the spot. Some of the results of nuclear fission have the characteristics of an open bottle of soda water, quickly dissipating into nothing. The results of Operation Sandstone, the produced tables, equations, charts, graphs, records, all of this compiled data will further point the way, will speed the development of atomic energy. But such knowledge comes not from paper and pencil alone. It comes out of controlled experimentation, out of deliberately creating a few microseconds of atomic light and sound. So it has been from the beginning. Trinity, Alamogordo, New Mexico, 1945. Operation Crossroads, Bikini, 1946. Able Day, Baker Day. Operation Sandstone, 3 detonations. These were fabricated releases of power, of energy locked up within the atom from the beginning of time, detonations rivaling the light and energy of the sun. The sun, to us the difference between life and death. It burns, stifles, dehydrates. But who would deny its warmth, its light, its beneficial radiation? So can it be with the energy man has created. The road is open, a road which may show us the cure for cancer, a road which may enable us to produce heat and power and new metals with atomic furnaces, new fuels, new ways to nourish the soil and correct vitamin and mineral deficiencies in the very food we eat. All this is possible, for ours is a twofold program. In the words of the President of the United States, I believe that our national policy for the vigorous development of atomic energy is sound. It is a balanced policy which makes us stronger from a military standpoint, while at the same time promotes our peacetime goals. Yes, a balanced effort that will continue on and on until man, delving now into a basic secret of the universe, learns to control atomic energy for his own welfare, his own good. This can be our gift to generations yet unborn. In the long perspective of human history, Operation Sandstone may well have been Operation Milestone.